So I want to unique and unapologetically unique tarot. A couple of years ago was talking about the fake police officers and fake investigators. So that put me in the mindset of maybe there's some, crime syndicates that have enough money to either buy or rent police cars, sheriff cars, or maybe they have bought the officers, so the officers are on the take. They're not on the clock, but they're doing criminal activity during their off time in their uniform and in their police car. Or they're on the clock and they're on the take and they're doing criminal activities in their uniform, in their police vehicles. So when we were cleaning up in Dr. Twig's building, October 17th maybe, and the dog got stolen. Dash got stolen from the corner store. I believe it was Alba, because Alba drives a red car, a reddish looking Lexus, maroonish reddish. The white guy who I talked to on Mohawk, he said a white lady in a red car picked up the dog. I saw her pick up the dog. So I called the police to look at the camera, and it took him 2 hours to get there. He got there about 1:10, and he was in car 20. I don't believe he was a real police officer. I think he was a fake police officer. But she was driving an SUV 20. He was driving an SUV 20, right? He gave me an event number. I put it on my flyer, the Lost Dog flyer. And when he went into the store, they wouldn't let me see the video footage. The police went back there to look at the video footage, and he said he couldn't make out the license plate. So I said, I'm going to have to go to Tallahassee in March and do some lobbying so that they can change these cameras in these convenience stores. These people are making $3,000 to $10,000 a day, and they can't afford cameras that can actually see the numbers on the back of the car. So if you get mugged or shot at the gas station and you see the car, but the police can't make out the license plate, what good is it that they had cameras? So that's some legislation that I'm going to be working on. The other legislation that I talked about right after Lawrence ended up allegedly dying, I'm assuming in the hospital, July 13th, 2020. His daughter Rita told me via phone that he died. Now, they picked him up on a Sunday. Adam, the RN nurse for one of those home health companies, and looking back on it now, that was probably all staged. And none of that was true. There was 2 police officers that came with him. And he said, "Lee, where is my wallet?" I said, "It's in here in the dresser. You want it?" He said, "No, you keep it." Okay. Did Lawrence truly die? Because they had a funeral for him. I didn't go. It was one of those memorials. He's Jehovah's Witness, and they don't, I think they believe in cremation. I know they don't do bloodletting. They don't take blood into their bodies. They ain't gonna do no blood transfusion and accepting no other people organs and stuff like that. They don't do that. My auntie Nazarene Andrews Smith, well, Starks, then she married Wallace Smith and became Smith, and then she married Jerome Lundy and became Lundy. And Jerome is also my, wait a minute, so my granddaddy Lindsay, his sister Daisy is Jerome's mother. So y'all can work that out. That would be my 3rd cousin, I think. So my auntie on my mama's side, my mama's sister, married my daddy's cousin. So I thought that was cute. Auntie Daisy and Jerome Lundy, they lived in Sarasota. Auntie Nazarene lived in St. Pete, and after she divorced Wallace Smith, she married, and it was a long time in between. She married Jerome Lundy. So Auntie Nazarene Andrews Lundy was a Jehovah's Witness, and she was always giving me information and encouraging me into the church. So she was a really sweet person, had a loud, great laugh, and was a very accepting person. She was always trying to get Grandma Irene to stop being so critical of people. She'd be like, "Oh, Mama, that ain't right. You know you don't need to think that way." And I just loved my Auntie Nazarene because she would get her grandma straight. I was kind of scared of my grandma for a long time, so I wouldn't speak up to her. But I eventually did.